Hello, friends. We're trying again. That is right. The finale is here. The end of season 1 of Avengers versus Justice League, or Justice League versus Avengers. We're dual streaming for the first time, hopefully better than last time, on 2 channels, mine and the Magic Lasso.
One channel cannot contain me. I have expanded into 2 channels.
And even one live stream can't do this.
Yes,
We're
exactly.
doubling down.
Exactly. It's amazing what you sound like when I hear every word you say as opposed to every 16 to 30-second word you say.
Yes, the robot is not working as much for
Yep.
everybody.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back, Magic Lasso. Ryan is
Thank
here.
you.
The link is for his channel is down below. And this is Avengers versus Justice League, or maybe Justice League versus Avengers, depending on who you ask. The Silver Age superhero discussion show, where we're going issue by issue through these original runs, the Silver Age Volume 1 runs of these 2 classic team comics, and comparing them. And we've done 20. We've gone through the first 20 issues, and then we're ready tonight to kind of look back, recap, think through, and then discuss how this show will continue going forward, because Ryan and I aren't stopping anytime soon. So get ready for some of that. We did have tailgaters from before, and they're all back now. So I appreciate
that's nice of them.
Matt returning. What's on Impressed?
Guess
He's
what?
going to be on your channel on
How
Sunday
did you know?
for Fanboys Live in the Retro Review.
How did you know? What are we reviewing?
I have no idea.
I do.
Okay.
That's good.
Sorry. You're on this side.
Yeah. I'll give you a hint,
secret?
okay?
Okay.
By the power of Grayskull.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
The power.
You're reviewing G.I. Joe. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I'm very
that's
excited.
right. Yeah. Love that.
No, He-Man, that's exciting. That's very exciting. It should be a lot of fun. He's very big right now. The movie's coming out.
He is. He-Man.
We've got the DC fanboy Brucifer, the Kingdom of Nerds. What's going on, Bruce? Ruben Guzman tailgating the second time. I appreciate you, sir. We got my friend Jeff, the Cantonese comic
Jeff.
kid. What's going on, Jeff? Olivia is back, and she was dropping
Olivia.
this question earlier. I appreciate you doing it again, and we will definitely tap into a little bit of this when we get a little bit further along. But yeah, welcome back, folks. As I said earlier, this is the wrap up for season 1. We planned on doing kind of like a big 20 issue, stopping point, because at that point we weren't even sure, how much further we were going to want to do this. And we've been having so much fun. I know we will go on, but this seemed like a good break spot. When we first announced this show, we each went through our 1 through 10s in our collection. We held them up, talked a little bit about it, talked a little bit about the goals here, and then we went issue by issue through the series across a playlist you can find down below, and kind of went through and enjoyed the experience of reading these books. So now is a little bit of reflection, a little bit of a look back. I will repeat kind of some of the things I said because I wanted to get into some of the preconceptions going in, because I, of course, was thinking I'm a Marvel guy. Of course, I'm going to like the Marvel book better. This is an easy no-brainer. And that definitely wasn't necessarily the case for me. I didn't know if you had any preconceptions going in.
I was worried about some of the early Avenger stories. And some of my worries, I think, were hit the nail on the head. But I know we're going to talk about art in a minute, but it was more in the artwork that shocked me the most, especially on the Marvel side when Don Heck came in. What a huge difference that made to me.
Yeah, for sure. And I had very little experience reading any of the Justice League books, so I had no way to kind of like gauge my hopes or desires or anything. I just was going in real blind. I didn't know the name Mike Sikowski going in. Is it Gardner Fox? I was not familiar with him. Silver Age reading in general is something I kind of avoid. Me and White Whale Comics have an ongoing joke that we don't like reading Silver Age books, that Silver Age sucks to read. It's a very difficult thing to read. So there was a little ambivalence for me, but that was part of the experience I wanted to go through, was doing this for the first time and sort of breaking them down issue by issue to kind of have some fun with it. Alan, you can jump into either chat. We see all of it here. We're trying this dual stream for the first time. So I can highlight everybody, but you might not see responses, but I'm trying to be pretty good about highlighting those things as they come along. So for me, the biggest expectation versus reality, like you mentioned, was art. I went into this, well, I know King Kirby, this is going to be one of his legacy books. I was expecting very high things from him. And in the end, his was the biggest letdown. And Mike Sekowsky and Don Heck, who came in pretty quick after Kirby, were the highlights. Those were the artists whose work I was most impressed with, whether it was the storytelling panel to panel, whether it was the character designs, whether it was the way they balanced these complicated panels with so many characters in them. In both cases, Heck and Sekowsky were the highlights for me, I think, across all 20 issues. What about you?
Yeah, so Mike Sekowsky, from the very beginning, from issue 1 through issue 20, the artwork is so consistent that you almost take it for granted.
Right.
Because there is no big, oh, well, that looks different this week. Everything looks the same, but it all looks good. It looks the same good.
Sure.
So, and I think we noticed some things like, especially in the DC books earlier on, there was much more background detail than the Marvel books had. They would just draw... They would just draw the main character and to heck with the background. It can be whatever color they feel like putting there. Where DC wasn't doing that at all.
Do you think it's? I don't know enough history of somebody like Sekowsky. I'm assuming Kirby was doing at least 2 to 3 books a month at this point,
probably
drawing them all, and it was probably just the workload for him. But I don't know if Sekowsky was the same boat. If he was expected to churn out 2 or 3 books each month as well.
I don't know. See, Mike Sekowsky has a lot of credits to DC, but I don't know if they were at the same time that he was doing Justice League. I mean, one of his big credits is a book that I just featured today as my back issue of the week. It's the classic Flash of Two Worlds.
Okay,
and he's credited on that. So
wow, because I got the sense that Kirby was just overworked. That he was trying to churn out his FF, the Avengers, maybe an X-Men book, whatever. He was just doing a lot. And it felt like maybe that workload was just wearing on him a little bit, which is why Heck comes in, I think, so quickly to replace him. He had a universe to draw. And I think that's
true.
Without like taking shots at him, it felt less like an artist not having talent and more like an artist being overworked. Whereas Sekowsky seemed to bring each issue so much attention to detail and so much time and love went into it. For me, it felt like, well, this is clearly a guy who this is his focus, this book, and it's not like he's on 3 others at the same time.
But Justice League
I do agree those Justice League covers were a whole lot of fun. But they all and talking of covers, and we can get into it a little bit in a sec. I think we both had some thoughts on the covers for these 2 titles.
Yeah, one other thing to say about the workload too. Justice League was bi-monthly, so it was every other month, where Avengers was a monthly title. So you gotta be fair a little bit to the Marvel side that he's working, more than Sekowsky is on that title.
Totally. Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about, I know each issue we went through and we ranked who had the better cover, who had the better writing, who had the better interior art, and who had the best MVP. I feel like it would be kind of fun to do that tonight for all 20 issues, to look back a little bit and kind of reflect on all of it. And Olivia kicks us off with some important MVP questions if we want. Was there an MVP Avenger? And maybe are they your favorite? And we can do the same for Justice League. Was there an MVP where you're like, oh, this person, and I know you kept stats for us. On
I did. Yeah.
Who ranked MVP number 1 most often and who was overall? I didn't know if you had any thoughts.
Are we talking overall since the beginning of the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also want to know your thoughts, like from these 20 issues.
It looks to me easily the person that got nominated the most for MVP for Avengers was Captain America. He didn't win every time.
No.
He went up the first time he got nominated, he went up against Green Lantern and he lost.
Yeah.
And he was nominated again against Green Lantern and he lost.
No, twice. Oh.
Then it was Tornado Tyrant versus Captain America and Cap won.
Yeah, that's
And
not a
then it
fair
was Dr.
competition.
Destiny versus Captain America, and Cap lost.
Oh, so he lost 3 times.
Yeah,
Wow.
with one win. But I
And
think he had the most nominations.
I think I'm with Alan on this, is that I would pick, I feel like he's the hero of these first 20 issues is Cap, right? Whether he's,
Mm-hmm.
being unthawed and then having to be that man out of time, or whether he's balancing leadership with that sense of not belonging, or whether it's launching a new team and having to rein the horses in. I feel like Cap is clearly the Avenger MVP for these 20 issues for me. So it makes sense that I guess he would statistically be ranked the highest.
My favorite character is one that hasn't earned an MVP nomination yet for Avengers.
I'm
And
assuming it's Wanda.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would struggle to pick an Avenger who I like more than Cap, just as a general. When I think Avengers, I think Cap. He's just the piece that like seems most vital to that series.
Yeah.
There are lots of characters. I love Thor in later books a lot. I'm a big Vision and Wanda fan, of course. So it's hard to just pick one. I also love Carol Danvers a whole lot, and I like Monica Rambeau. So a lot of those characters I think are faves for me, but it's really hard not to just pick Cap as an overall fave. Okay, then let's talk JLA. Is there a character that you're like, this is clearly the MVP for me going into this? I think statistically, as you kind of mentioned earlier, Hal Jordan, he got a lot of wins in there.
He did. So his first win was against Captain America.
Yeah.
His next win was against Spider-Man.
Okay.
And then his third win was against Captain America again.
Okay.
And that's it.
So he won 3 MVPs out of 20, which is a very high ratio.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's at that level, if I'm not mistaken. He's kind of the one. As far as just you and I issue by issue going through, do you have a preferred MVP just looking back where you're like, oh, this character was consistently the most valuable in your mind?
I'm voting for my girl. I'm always going to vote for my girl.
Just making sure.
I mean,
because she only won one time.
I could feel a golden noose around my neck tonight if I didn't vote for my girl. So.
Right. I only think she won the one time, but she was nominated twice, I thought.
Yeah, let me take a look here. So she won against the Wasp.
Yeah. Ooh, lady versus lady. I like it.
Yeah, and that was it. That was her only nomination, which was a win. And Wasp has had 3 nominations.
Wow.
No
okay. Janet. All right. For me, yeah, I mean, as far as these issues go, it was impressive how often Hal would be vital to the story, how useful. And each week I felt like he was doing something, even if he was just battling off something yellow. Like he was in there and an important part in these early issues. I also was, I think Snapper Carr, definitely earned his position here. I think there's definitely some value in what he brought to the book, more than say, was it Rick Jones or whatever? Who's the Rick?
Not Rick James.
Not Rick James. Yeah.
Yeah. Rick James, bitch.
Rick Jones, I think, seemed more useless than Snapper. So I was kind of enjoying Snapper's odd moments when he would come in. But those were my MVPs. As far as my favorite Justice League members, then yeah, it's definitely Diana all the way. She's the one that I am most excited about when I read a Justice League book. So the one I'm looking forward to. But obviously the Justice League that we have now with the Trinity at the core is not the Justice League we were reading here, where sometimes Batman wasn't even in the book.
he was in one book and he never spoke.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's a big difference versus I think the Avengers that we get right at the start is the Avengers we have a lot of the time, right? Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk. These are the like typical Avengers that we get most times. And they are the celebrities, I would say, even at the beginning of the run, if that makes sense.
Alan says, I do have to take something back. Scarlet Witch did get a nomination. She didn't win, though.
Okay. Alan says Avengers had more drama and storytelling over the Justice League, who are just superheroes. It's interesting, Alan, because I went in feeling that would be the case, but I don't know that I came out feeling that was the case. And and I would say that maybe that's true as we get a little deeper, and maybe it wasn't necessarily as true in these 20 issues. These 20 issues, I feel like the Avengers writing was really finding its voice, and it didn't really coalesce until some of the later issues for me. And the Justice League book seemed to know what it wanted to do and be pretty consistent going on the whole time. And that was the biggest surprise to me overall, was that like month by month as we were reading these, it was like Justice League wins again, Justice League wins again. And you and I would often agree, oh, we like this book better than that book. And overall, now 20 issues in, how many do we know the total scores? Who's winning more than the other?
Yeah, Justice League 12, Avengers 8.
Yeah, so Justice League winning pretty handedly, right? 2/3 to 1/3 here.
Yeah.
That or 3/4. No, 2/3 to 1/3. Yeah, trying to do my math here. Because that's 4 and that's 2. That's 3. Yeah, 2/3. So, I mean, it seems fairly one-sided in that way. That and that's the chat voting. Obviously, you and I make our we break the tie if the chat has a tie, but it seems fairly consistent that that's the better overall book.
Justice League in this last 10 issues has had 6 of the MVPs win.
For the MVP, but also for the overall book, right?
Yeah, for the overall book, it was that 12 to 8 grand total so far.
Thanks, Alan. I appreciate you checking in on both. We're trying the dual stream thing out for the first time. I'll have to have Rod make us a theme song that includes both of our logos.
Yeah.
So we did interior art a little bit, and I think both of us consistently highlighting that Mike Zakowski quality.
Yeah.
And we've done a little bit on the MVPs. What about covers? Let's talk a little bit about the covers for this run, because I think the big complaint from us all the way along was like, okay, Stan Lee, you don't need to fill the cover with words. Like, you don't have to have all of the cover just be a million word balloons and then there's a character kind of buried in there. Yeah. That was our biggest complaint. Would you agree?
Yeah, and sometimes on the Marvel, besides just all the words, some of the characters would be in these unusual poses, like they were freeze framed and dancing or something, and it was just real awkward.
Yeah. But at the same time, obviously, the books are of a certain silver age. You have to expect a certain thing from Marvel and from DC. Who do you felt like, on average, for you, had the better covers?
DC, Justice League, yeah.
And I think that was our voting pretty much down the line, that they tended to win best cover more often.
Yeah.
But Kirby continued to do covers even after he stopped doing interiors. So some of them had that Kirby crackle, that Kirby Thor wielding the hammer, and those kinds of things were always highlights. But again, I was surprised overall how much I got sort of won over by the DC experience and by these Justice League issues. So that's just kind of one of the surprises for me. Do we want to talk writing a little bit? I can go first if you want. I feel like I'm just jabbering, but like the biggest takeaway for me on the writing side was that DC was very much in a structure. They very much had a format. They got the splash page that shows you what the issue is going to be about, and then they break the book into 3 to 4 chapters. Each chapter kind of like, the first chapter is a setup, then usually chapters 2 and 3 are going to be the team splits up to solve a bunch of different problems and kind of try to figure things out. And then there's a chapter where they solve the problem and,
come back together,
win, and then come back together. Yeah. So they're very religious to that structure. It's a very consistent design. On the other side, Marvel's Avengers series seems to be like connective storytelling. And when one story ends, it kind of bleeds into the next issue. And that got even more consistent as we got further into the Avengers run, where it was like very contingent. In some cases, we're going to throw Captain America off a building and tune in next month to see what happens to Captain America.
Wasp
there was a little bit more of that.
Wasp is in critical care. Is she going to make it? Find out next issue.
Right.
And then she doesn't even make it on the cover.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So for me, like, those are very different writing styles, and I could easily see somebody preferring one or the other. What are your thoughts on how these books were written?
I like the Marvel a little bit more because it's more, granted, I guess, forward writing, meaning that it's more like what we're used to now.
Sure.
So, but what I also liked about the Marvel a little bit more is, even if they weren't in the issue, the Fantastic Four might get a mention. Like, oh, should we call in the Fantastic Four? Do we need their help? And they're not even in the issue, or they might be in just a panel or two.
Yeah.
As a cameo. So I kind of like the writing a little bit, the format and the style of the writing a little bit better than the Justice League's. But both books, for the most part, you could pick up any individual issue, and had you not had the previous issue, still enjoy it and be able to go right with it.
Yeah.
And I there's something about that aspect that I like. I think back to when I was a kid, and the Bronze Age comic books, that if you didn't have the previous issue, most of the time it didn't matter, or you got an explanation of what happened in the previous issue, so to catch you up and get you going. So
yeah,
I like that a little bit better.
Oh, we got the Chedai Knight in the chat. What's going on, Chet? He says mutants disguised as Justice League fanboys, as if being hated and feared isn't enough. Shots fired. Alan mentions, as a cover lover, he has to agree he likes the Justice League covers better.
Yeah.
And that's fair. And we're going to go through issues 11 through 20 here in a second and kind of talk a little bit about some of each of those individually as we get a little deeper into this. But I can totally agree with that, Alan. And story-wise, I think I'm with you, but I grew up with more serialized storytelling where you needed the next issue, and there was things that are carrying over, and something gets resolved at the end, or started at the end of one issue and resolved at the beginning of the next. So I think they were still dabbling with that, which is why I think it had mixed results. You made that comment about Wanda nearly dying, but then it was kind of like a non-issue. And so I think they were dabbling with this format, but as a modern and Copper Bronze Age reader, this is very much feeling like the beginnings of that form, right? The beginning of that style. We're actually talking about the original Silver Age books, and we're about to get into the actual issues themselves. We're just kind of recapping because we've done 1 through 20, and we've kind of compared them all, and this is the recap episode.
You know what? I have a better answer to something that you asked me earlier.
Sure.
You asked me what kind of surprised me about this, and it didn't come to me until right now. What surprised me is how many of the books, even though there was a time difference, 2 to 3 year time difference between like Justice League issue 5 and Avengers issue 5.
Yeah.
But so many of these books have similarities in them. Like, oh, these are both issue whatevers are, they're in space. Or both issue whatever, someone gets hurt. Or in this issue, someone joins the team.
Right.
That surprised me at how many parallels there are for a book that's years apart, although eventually they will catch up, and eventually Avengers will be ahead of them.
Yeah, we mentioned that a few different times, that these books are about 3 years apart, and that gap starts to like narrow because Justice League was, like you said, every other month, and then they print some repeats at one point later in the run. So in that way, it's kind of interesting that they would have certain things happen, like issue 4, something big happens, issue 9, whatever. There's certain comic issue numbers where a similar event would occur in both books. Oh, we're adding a new team member, whatever, right? So yeah, that is a very interesting thing that kind of happened for sure. Did we have any? Do we want to go through the 11 issues for a little bit here and kind of share?
Yeah, we can do that.
Since I'm in the driver's seat, I'm going to go first here on the, where is it? It's this one. So we're going to start with issue 11. I'm assuming we're going, in order.
Are we going back and forth then?
Yeah.
Okay.
So issue 11 is the Spider-Man cameo, and Spidey's got that slightly unusual version of his costume. This is a Don Heck cover, if I'm not mistaken.
That's a fun cover, though.
Kirby and Chipstone, sorry. Chickstone. Yeah, the cover is kind of a fun alternative Spidey costume just because of the angle of it. I bought this comic at Baltimore Comic-Con. The one time it was the big purchase at that con for me. I had already snagged a few issues from this run due to either little lots that I purchased or as gifts from my man TJ the Slab Dragon, in fact. But this was the first like big low numbered comic I bought individually for myself, and I was just so excited. It'll always remind me of that trip hanging out with my friends. So 5.5, it's the colors are not bad. It should be a little greener, I think, on the background, so it's a little faded on that green. But yeah, this was a whole lot of fun. I even talked the guy down out of a few bucks on this one. But I do enjoy this one with the big webbing in the background, and like you said, they're dancing, right? They're doing the dance poses.
Yeah.
Look at everybody's got a little dance move going on there. All right, let's swap spots here. Bring you over. There you go. Oh yes.
Yes. So this is the first time. This is the first of a two-part in a sense, because the end of this story set up the beginning of the next story, even though this demon wasn't so much the focus of the next issue.
Right.
And one thing to remember for those that aren't familiar, it's very much on design and on purpose in these early Justice League issues that Superman and Batman are not featured, especially on the cover.
Right. Yeah.
That's by design.
Yeah, that it was only a little bit later in the first 20 issues that you started getting more time with those characters, Batman and Superman.
And you can definitely tell when the Batman Adam West TV series was playing, because he was front and center on every cover.
Right.
Yep.
You can flip-flop all you want, Alan. He seems to like the Avengers cover as far as issues 11 go. It is a hard one. I think we voted that way as well when those dropped. Thank you, Chet. I appreciate you doing that, man. Yeah, that one is quite funny. And who is the little? Is that supposed to be Ant-Man there? That or that is that Arrow? That's Arrow. Yeah. So good. All right. Well, you want to do issue 12 since you're in the driver's seat right now?
So issue 12 is one of the more iconic issues. It's the first appearance of Dr. Light, who goes on to be a big Justice League villain. At the time that I got this was very early of me as a collector saying, I'm going to get this entire run. I had recently made up my mind that yes, the entire run is what I'm going to go after. And this was one of the keys that I needed at that time. And I still think this is an iconic cover. This image has been used on products that DC Comics has put out, even in the last 10 years or so. It's good.
Yeah.
And one thing that I love about all these covers have the same thing depicted in a panel inside the story. This isn't just like a pinup or something. I mean, what you see on the cover really happens in the story.
Yeah, and that was a big thing, I think, at the time. It was far more common at the time, for sure. Love that book. Sweet copy to boot. Yeah, the colors are really popping. It looks great. And that one is definitely one of, I think, my favorites of the first 20 issues of Justice League of America.
Yeah.
The villain is so front and center. The way it's divided up into those quadrants. The poses from like Wonder Woman and Lantern. It looks great. Yeah, that's a great one. But we debated a lot about this because I like the issue 12 cover from the Avengers as well. And I forgot I was gonna take these out of the bags.
Yeah, I don't have to do that on mine because I've read all mine so far.
Yeah, I have yet to take some of these out and really go through them. So here we go. Now we can really get in there. I know Chet is now freaking out. Go ahead, Chet.
If only that comic book smell could come across YouTube.
Right.
You know that book smells amazing.
Right. I love this cover. It is one of my absolute favorites. It's gorgeous. And this one is super low grade. When I bought it, I got a steal on this one. It was mostly for the cover. And I'm realizing, it's got some of that like paper inside to protect it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm realizing the back cover has somebody cut an ad out of the back cover.
Shame.
Oh, right there.
You didn't know that?
It's got some tape on the corner.
You didn't know that when you bought
I
it?
don't know if I remember that or not.
Okay.
I think I bought this in a lot. This is one of those books I got in a lot. I'm just going through to double check that it's got all hands down Avengers wins. I'm going to just double check that it's got everything in it, that it's not missing anything. It does have a lot of that paper that, you know, protects the pages on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
So the pages are very sturdy in here. The colors are really nice. Impressed. What is he saying? I'm nervous for him doing that too. Some of these, I were gifts, and I haven't really been brave enough to open them until now. So I'm just taking the time. So I might even consider getting another copy that's not missing the ad on the back. But I do love this book. It is a gorgeous, and yeah, it's got all of the Kirby energy. I mean, you look at that, it is just beautiful. Don't worry, Chet. I ate a bunch of potato chips right before this. Some very greasy potato chips. Watch my video dropping tomorrow. You'll enjoy something. Love the idea of a replacement copy. Yeah, I mean, I might consider it. Oop, I gotta figure out how to get this in carefully, Chet, because I know he's watching. He's like zooming in. He's like, I'm gonna see every single moment of John putting this comic back in the bag here. It's definitely got that damaged corner there. Kirby, the Kirby crackle is real, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we both did 12. I will do 13 now. 13. Do I have a story for 13? I think it was in the same lot of comics. I got it the same way. 13 is Count Nefaria. Those X-Men fanboys will definitely remember, Count Nefaria being an important part of the early days of Claremont's run. Doc Shaner did an homage to that. That's pretty badass. That would be cool. Keep playing around, grease finger. Well, I'm opening this one too, Chet. You better be ready. Sorry that I did not pre-open these. I forgot, because this is what we did last time. The issues 1 through 11, or 10, I did the same thing. Let's see here. Oh. All right, this one's in lovely condition. Colors still really pop. It's got a little bit of fading on there, but let's make sure it's got all the pages inside. I never know. I've yet to open some of these, so I don't think I've opened this one before. I bought a whole bunch of these from a gentleman who worked on my LCS and was getting rid of his collection, and so he gave me this just crazy dirt cheap overall price for everything.
Can't beat that.
Yeah. So this was one of the ones that I bought in that set. It was mostly the later half of 1 through 20. So yeah, this has everything in it, all connected, looking great. I do think he looks like he's playing the piano here.
I thought the exact same thing.
I'm definitely getting a little bit of that vibe.
Yeah, I thought the exact same thing.
M Dubcat is in the chat. What is going on, sir? Good to see you, friend. All right, then let's jump over to your issue number 13. Let me swap you into the driver's seat here. There you go.
So it's Justice League versus the Robot Justice League. One thing that I had noticed this before, I had forgotten and then just re-picked up on it a few moments ago. This side, we got 5 stars. This side, we get 4 stars.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
And I looked at it on the next issue, and it's the same way on the next issue, too.
All right.
So nice butterscotch cover.
Avengers wins again. Gotta love Count Nefaria, right? Ooh, a first appearance of Nefaria. What book is he in for his first appearance, I wonder? I love that yellow cover. That's a whole lot of fun. Mm-hmm. And yeah, the robot JLA. I forgot about that one. Mm-hmm. All right. Do you want to do 14 then, I guess? And wait, did you tell us where you got that 13? Sorry.
This one I got towards the later run, like in the last couple of years I have a better story for 14, though. 14 is Adam joining the Justice League. And I bought this as a childhood collector as a back issue. Every once in a blue moon, the nearest comic book store was an hour away in a different state. And I'd have a $10 budget to go down with. And, And I'd spend $3 on current issues and $7 on back issues. That was how I broke it out. And I remember buying this as a back issue with some of my $10 one time I went down there. For the longest time in my collection, this was the second oldest Justice League comic book in my collection. And back at that time, yeah, I never knew, that I would be able to complete the entire run. That never crossed my mind. Like it would never be possible to do that. And my oldest was 6. 6 was always my oldest issue. But this was always my second oldest issue for, decades, as a childhood collector until I almost have a vague memory of them pulling this out of the box and handing it to me. So.
And I remember reading that one, the bowling issue.
Yep.
Sorry, the cat came in. I got to make sure she doesn't step on anything. Well, okay, then let's switch back. Chet says that the Nefaria first appearance was that Avengers book. Okay, so I did not remember that. I appreciate you, Chet. Issue 14 is another one I think I got in that set.
Good bunch of background.
Yeah, a bunch of minions being taken out. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be a little more purple. I guess it's showing up blue on my camera here a little bit, but it's definitely more of a purple hue. This one's in very good shape. They're all the pages seem strong. Nothing very brittle. Not any real tears or anything like that. This one I believe I checked because I bought it. Maybe I bought this one straight from my LCS. Leave them in the bag. This is my opportunity, Chad. I want to flip through them one time and be able to say that I've done it. I didn't do it. That when we read them, I read them in the omnibus, but I want to say that I did it at one time and that I smelled it. Mm-hmm. No, this one's in great shape. I'm very happy with this, the shape on this one.
Good.
Whoop. Okay. There you go, Chad. That one's back in the bag. Panties are on. This next one I got from Lady Fantastic because I was nearing the end of this run and I only had 3 issues left to get, and one of them was issue 15. And Lady Fantastic, Caroline sent me this.
That's great.
Books are out of their bags. The cat is walking around. It's all chaos. It's all chaos. This one has a little bit of a stain right here, like an ink stain of some kind. And I think it's in relation maybe to this, the paid stamp on the back. It's possible. It's the same color. So maybe somebody rested the stamp in a bad spot and you got a smudge. We'll see if it gets through onto the inside cover, or it's a little bit on the inside cover there. You can kind of see where my fingers are there.
But it's not throughout the book.
But it's not throughout the book. That's where it stops. The color, the pages are nice on this one, I would say. It's definitely, some of the pages look really bright and white. So I'm very impressed by that. The color work looks pretty good overall. No tears. And we'll get to the end here. And the bleed through on the back is definitely there from the stamp on the back. But we are good. And again, shout out to Lady Fantastic for this very nice gift. She was definitely trying to get me across the finish line any way she could.
Yeah.
Get my collection all the way to the end of the 20s here. So there you go. Back in the bag, Chet. Don't worry. But I still have more to go. Let's jump over to Ryan for his issue 15.
My issue 15, this was one that when I was down to like my final 5 Justice Leagues that I needed, this was the oldest at that time. So this is one that I picked up, I think, just last year or within the last year or so.
One thing I love that cover.
I'm going to give them credit for. All these covers, they have so many characters to fit in, and they find different ways every month to get all these characters squeezed in.
Oh, for sure.
I was kind of, in my mind, I call this like the Stonehenge cover. I don't know.
Easter Island, right?
Yeah. So
gives me Easter Island vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
And then is there a story behind getting that one?
Just that it was in the final 5 that I
Yeah.
needed to pick up at the end. So
Sure.
yeah. Another one that was closer towards the end. It was a lot of the teen ones that are the ones that I needed at the end. I remember when we did this comic book that the colors in the background look dramatically different on the omnibus and the digital version than my printed physical version looked. You know, I remember, I mean, this looks very purple-ish, and it was very pinkish on the on lines.
Yeah, and in my omnibus, I want to say it had a very pink hue in that cave, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And
here we got another villain playing the piano.
Yeah, I was going to say we have someone playing the piano here, although he just, to me, he blends in so much into the background that to me, I don't even notice him as much.
Yes, because obviously the bubbles take up all the visual focus for certain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a cool cover, though.
Yeah, that is a fun cover for sure. Zars is in the chat.
Yeah.
He says, how long did it take you to get that whole run? So I guess when you got your first issue of the run through to the end, maybe?
Well, I was a childhood collector when I don't even know which issue was my first issue. I was just a little Lasso. And
and you just finished in 2025.
And I just finished. Yeah, now I'm you know, an old Lasso. And I just finished, and I set out because I had 36 issues, and so I set it as a 3-year goal, saying, well, I'll try to get one a month for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
And I knew I wouldn't get like one a month, and the way it went was like I'd get 3 at one time, then I wouldn't get any for 4 or 5 months, and then I'd get 2 maybe within a short time. But I ended up finishing my 3-year goal just over a year and a half. So 1 month over a year and a half it took me to complete my 3-year goal of getting all of them. I don't have the Brave and the Bolds, the 3 issues that precede this, but I have everything from Justice League of America issue 1 to Volume 1's finale.
Which is a big thing that we discussed when we started doing this. You know, the idea that Avengers 1 is the team coming together and starting it off versus Justice League 1 is, you know, after we've already seen them form a team and come together. So there was some time spent discussing the significance of those Brave and the Bold books for sure. And Zars says he's just started that Justice League run right now. Cool. So good luck to you, sir.
If you need help finding books, let me know. I can point you in the directions of some places that I know have some.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So then that was that issue 16? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is obviously a big Avengers key with the first time
to me that's the iconic cover out of the two.
Avengers Assemble, right? And the new team members are joining you. I know you're a big Scarlet Witch fan, and obviously she's becoming a member of the team here. And you get Quicksilver as well, and a lot of villain cameos. This is a classic. This one I got, my LCS bought a collection, and they were selling the biggest keys, and then they had this one, and I was like, well, I know it's a low grade, it's got all the spine ticks, but I needed this issue, so I snagged this one. It's probably like 3-4 years ago, maybe.
Do you know that is on my to get list, but maybe not for the reason that you expect it to be on my to get list?
It's not because of Wanda?
Well, I mean, I definitely enjoy that. I mean, I like that. And I like that it's the iconic cover and the team change. I like all of that. But none of that is the reason why I've put that on my want list.
Why?
Because it is the oldest appearance of Black Widow that I don't have in my collection as of right now.
Oh, really?
I think it's her 6th appearance, and it's just a cameo. But I have her first 5 appearances, so that's the next one on the list that I don't have.
Well, this one is one of my favorite Avengers covers of this run, this time period.
Yeah.
That Thor one when he's, you know, dropping the hammer, of course, and this one are my 2 faves, I think. But that one was in decent enough shape, no big issues. I mean, it's got the spine obviously is the biggest problem, but I'm sorry, it's not missing pages or anything like that.
Okay.
And then we jump to 17, the little memory of Hulk there, and the Minotaur. The Avengers 16 definitely 16 wins for me, but a 17, I'm not in love with this one. It's a classic, like how many words can we fit on the cover, kind of a problem here. And the Hulk seems kind of odd at the background. and I don't remember it being very functional to the story in a big way.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I don't know how I got this one. I must have bought this at a con, I think, because I don't have any notes on it that it was from any particular group or any particular collection. But this was one of the. I didn't collect a ton of this run until I bought a collection from that collection from that pile of books from the collection of my friend at the shop, and then TJ gifted me a handful of books, including the Wonder Man.
Wonder Man.
Yeah, Wonder Man.
Right now, Olivia's going Wonder Man.
I know, right? Who's this Wonder Man?
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to see this one's got everything. It's I must have checked it out at the con whenever I bought it, but there you go, back in the bag. Don't worry so much, Chet. Don't worry, back in the bag. But I'm not really going like hardcore as far as like grade on these when I'm buying them. So other people might care differently.
Yeah.
Let's see your issue 17.
This was an eBay purchase. This was like within my last 3 that I needed to get. And
I love that one a lot.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think my last 3 were 17, 18, and 19, or 16, 17, and 19, or something like that. But this one was definitely in the 3. And this was an eBay purchase. One of the things that helped at the time that I bought this on eBay, PayPal was having a promotion where like if you spent over $20, you got a free $10 off of your purchase on anything. Oh, nice. So my notes say that I applied a $10 credit to help me get this. So that essentially meant I could go $10 more than what I was looking to go.
Or cover shipping or
yeah. So that helped on it. So I love this cover though.
I like that one a lot more than the Avengers 17.
And this is one that, just for me at least speaking, from someone who's looked for Justice League books out in the wild for their entire life, I hardly, if ever, see this one out in the wild. Just maybe other places seen that one. People see it, but I never see this one.
A lot of these issues of Avengers, Heck is just doing the interiors, but Kirby's on the cover for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yes, Jeff, you definitely know where I got my Avengers 1 and 2, the great Steve Whiting, AOK Demon himself, which is part of the reason why I ended up trying to finish this run, because I was hunting a 4 and somehow I got a 1 and a 2 at the same time. Yeah, I love the pink too, the gradations of the pink from light to dark. I love that.
Yeah.
And then is it 18 next, or is that where we're at?
Yeah. This one came from, it came from a YouTuber.
Oh.
I bought this from Comic Fu 2814. Fu is a furry. And and I got 3 Justice League issues, and this was one of those. I think I'm right in saying this. I think this was his oldest Justice League in his collection.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And he was willing to part with it just for a little Lasso.
He was downsizing his collection. So I snuck in there and said, what do you have for Justice League? Because he knew I was working on the run. And he said, I have these 3 books. And out of the books I needed, he had 3 of them. And so that's where I got it at.
And that's a fun cover. I do.
That's what I was going to say. With Martian Manhunter pulling at the fabric of the Atom's leg, the Green Lantern SOS, I mean...
The Flash running up the side, the magic lasso looped around to try to trip him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah.
Olivia says, my guess would have been Bronze Age Babe. I mean, she is very good and kind, for sure.
Yeah,
lots of giveaways.
Yeah.
Magic, I challenged him some time ago. I'm not sure if Coach is still doing it as well.
Okay.
All right.
So I asked him, he mentioned that they're doing a JLA challenge. And I'm like, are you guys trying to get all the issues?
Okay.
So...
then I'll go my 18. I think I like your issue 18 better in the end. This is a little bit of a jumbled mess here. I think I don't particularly love this issue 18 cover a ton, but this is one of the last ones I had to buy to finish my 1 through 20. And I found this, I want to say my LCS bought a collection again, and I just went through and was looking for 18 and I grabbed that one. So I think 15 and 18, I believe, were my last two in the first 20 issues that I needed to buy. So I'm fairly sure I looked through this one. The colors are strong. The paper quality is high. Very few spine issues. This one's in wonderful condition. So I'm just flipping through it as a courtesy to myself to remind myself, does this have everything inside? Is it missing any pages or anything? But I don't believe I would have purchased it if it was. Yeah, this one's great. Great condition. Even the back cover looks super white.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, there it is. You can see it a little more in the light. Yeah, not a lot of creases or issues. The wrap is a little funny. You can see a lot of the cover on the back.
Mm-hmm.
So the wrap was a little off. I will set that one over here for a sec. And then this is issue 19, which I want to say was part of that set I bought from the gentleman at my shop. And this one is in really low grade condition. This one's been loved a ton. So this is the Swordsman, issue 19.
Mm-hmm.
Classic character. Yeah, this one I'm going to be very careful with because it's definitely in low grade condition. Let's see here. I don't see anything too bad on the inside here. It's definitely doing all right. Just making sure. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Christina.
Thank you for swinging by. So this one, yeah, definitely is still all there. No missing pieces, but yeah, it's the spine is definitely worn and the staples are looking a little rusty. And so this one is a lower grade copy of issue 19. So we're on the last few issues here, and I'll switch back over here to Ryan. JLA win 19 for the win. There you go.
There is your JLA 19. We've got Clark Kent and Diana Prince and Barry Allen and Hal Jordan on the bottom watching all these superheroes being exiled from Earth. Very cool. But for me, this was the last issue I needed to complete my Justice League of America run. And I remember I didn't get this until I think we were reviewing issue 17.
It was very close.
It was close. And I'm like, not next month, but the month after is this one, and I don't have it. And I had this mindset where I said, I am not going to overpay for this just because it's the last book I need. Just
but you also didn't want to do the show if you didn't have it.
And I didn't want to do the show without having the book either.
So it was like a ticking clock.
So what happened was I had this horrible day at work this past summer. Like, horrible day at work. And when work got done, I didn't want to go home, and I was not pre-motivated. I just thought, I'm driving to this comic book store that's like 45 minutes away. I'm just going, So I went, and I'm just like, I need to kick off some steam by just looking through some long boxes or whatever for a while. I went on a weekday, and I'm there, and the owner is so super cool, and the staff is so friendly, and every time I would go, I would tell the owner, here's where I'm at with my Justice League books. I always gave him an update. And so as I'm talking to him, I said, I'm one away. I just need that issue 19. And they didn't have issue 19 out because of course, that's the first thing I look for, when you're one away.
Yeah.
And he said, I wonder if I might have a 19, that just isn't put out yet. He goes, let me go look. So he's gone for a while, and I'm just looking through. And like he had left the building, and I saw him come back into the building, and I didn't see anything in his hands. I'm like, oh, he didn't have it, And all of a sudden he's across the room and he holds it up. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I'm like, well, how much is it? So he tells me the price, which was so much cheaper than any price that I'd seen on eBay or anything. And get this, okay? He knew that this was the last book I needed. He could have inflated that price, probably going,
sure.
He'll take it just because it's the last one he needs.
Right.
He saw my eyes like double in size, He saw the hearts in my eyes.
Right.
And he still sold it to me for this incredibly reasonable price.
I love that.
And that's why I love Cowabunga Comics in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin.
I don't blame you at all.
And it's
Christina's
so much.
dropping the link. If you
Thank
guys
you.
are only following the stream on my channel, the link is also in the description, but it's dual streaming right now. So you may be watching on Ryan's channel itself, catching this episode.
Yeah. So to me, I mean, I could have gone online and bought this, or someone could have gone online and buying it would have been okay because it completed the collection. Someone A-okaying it to me would have been even better because it still would have been unexpected.
Sure.
But finding it in the wild, not knowing I was going to find it on a day that I wasn't planning on going to a store, at a store that didn't have it out, like it was just held back waiting for me.
Right. And on a day that you had been so frustrated and you were just
all my problems were like gone when I drove home.
Retail therapies, because it's a real thing.
So that's what I will always remember about this book.
For sure. Thanks, Cliff. Yes, that is very true. As a good salesman, I would say good shop owner, right?
Yeah.
Good story. Twilight Zone alien book, alien cookbook. Yeah. Olivia says, why doesn't Wonder Woman go back to Themyscira instead of being exiled from Earth in Justice League issue 19?
Which Wonder Woman? I see one there, and I see one there.
All of them in their civies down below, in their normal identities.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's go to the last issue that I've got to share is issue 20. It's that cliffhanger finale of Captain America being thrown to his death, well, technically jumping his death to escape the swordsman. This one, and I've mentioned this a bunch in this series of videos. This was a gift from my friend TJ, the Slab Dragon Watson. And the way I remember that is because I keep these little dots, these little sticker dots on the back that say the Avengers issue 20, right? I've gotten one of them slabbed, so the dot is no more. But the rest of them, I've kept the dots. And the reason why is because he purchased this collection from a family that lived near to him when he was starting out, and they were selling it because the young gentleman whose collection it was had died tragically very young, and he kept his books in immaculate shape, took really good care of them, labeled them with these little stickers on the back of the bags, and TJ didn't want to do anything to lose that connection to the original owner. So it went from this kid to TJ and now to me, and I've tried to keep those stickers there as long as I can. It does mean that this book is in wonderful condition. It doesn't have hardly any spine issues. The paper is strong and sturdy, and I'm going to assume that the interior is the same and it's not missing anything. So this is my first time actually opening. I think I put it into a new Mylar bag, but that was all I did to it when I got it from TJ. Yes, TJ, the Slab Dragon Watson, who is on the CGC registry incredibly high. I want to say he's in the top 80 the last time I asked on the CGC registry. He ranks very high. TJ Watson is his name. And he doesn't really do much on his YouTube channel. He used to join a little more often, but I know that it's been difficult for him. But his collection is wild. If you find him on Instagram, TJ's got a really lovely collection. He showcases it there. I need a better name. It is a great name, the Slab Dragon. He used to just go by TJ Watson, but we've all kind of nicknamed him the Slab Dragon because his house is just filled with slabs. He's got them all around the house in wonderful ways. Yes, I agree. The JLA book is the better cover. I think we voted when we got to issue 20. We liked that one better. And I'll go back to. So that means I think only for me, issue 12 is the only one I would upgrade. Oh, wait, did we not do your issue 20?
No, we haven't.
What is wrong with me? There we go. Oh, it's the building, the guy with the giant
the big old
building,
robot that wouldn't talk.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Great.
This was another one that I got later on. Like I got this in year one of what was supposed to be my 3-year goal.
Okay.
This was one of the ones that I picked up. So, yeah. I think I remembered on this one too when we did this, the digital version. Like the background colors are much more. I don't think mine's faded.
No,
or faded that much, but I think that it's much more enhanced on the omnibus and the digital.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Yeah, the colors are so much fun on these books, and if they hold up, like Silver Age books tend to hold up really nicely. They tend to pop still, for sure. So there, now we have finished 1 through 20, reliving those covers.
And I mean, I'm just saying that when we get into a new season here and we start with issue 21, I'm just gonna kind of say,
you were ready to go. That is a class. Yeah, that one. Let me blow that up here a little bit.
Look at that one.
Yeah,
and this one, your LCS might
key.
Your LCS still might have the facsimile of this that came out a few months ago.
Because it's the meeting of the JSA and the JLA, right?
It's the very first team up that became a yearly tradition.
Oh, okay.
And they did that for over 20 years consecutively.
Wow. Oh, wow. Is a banger, says Alan. He's like, yeah.
That's going to be the next book that we do. So
let's talk a little bit about that. Yeah. The goal was, of course, to do 1 through 20 and then reevaluate. But I think you and I, after like 5 or 6 of these, were like, well, this has got to be ongoing, right?
Well,
we have to just keep
I kind
going
of like that we're at the Avengers team has changed, and I think it's at an exciting point. The Justice League is starting to get that JSA stuff in, so we're going to get a lot of that. We're getting really good characters on both sides of the spectrum that I think will be a lot of fun to pit issues against each other. I actually think that we're going to have some really good matchups coming up in the next season. So
yeah, because I keep asking and I keep forgetting, because at some point here, not in the next 20, but not long after, you said the JLA book starts doing reprints, right?
That's going to be high 40s.
High 40s, okay. So then I guess what we've got is season 2 more than likely would be issue 21 through issue 40.
Yeah.
And we would do another sort of round of this. I will say I don't have a ton of the books in that run, so this will be fewer issues I can hold up and actually share.
And I will say for the first time ever, I will have some Avengers issues in my collection that I could hold up and say I have both of them.
Yeah, because I think for my Avengers, let me just double check in my CIZ.
Yeah, I look to see what my oldest. I'm pretty sure I know the number, but let me.
I've got 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And then I have a gap until 34, 35, 37, 38. So of the next 20 issues, I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have only about 9 of the next 20. So I don't have a ton of these. We'll see if I end up deciding to get 26 to 33. That's a big chunk I'm missing. And if I want to end up getting 36, 39, and 40. So but we're getting into the big blank space in my run.
And I'm not counting facsimiles or anything here. I'm just talking original issues. Yeah. 27 is my oldest, and then I have 28, which is a good book to have. And then I skip to 37.
Okay.
But at least I'll have something next season. I mean, I haven't had anything so far for Avengers that wasn't a facsimile.
20. What is issue 26? Is that an important one? I don't remember. Olivia seems to say it's a hard one to find.
Let's take a look here.
And I don't know. I don't know how many of these I want to go after and go and collect. So it's a question mark for me of, is the price going to be right? Am I motivated to pick some of these up? Ooh, that's a fun cover. Is that a Kang kind of a thing? What's going on there?
That's kind of what it looks like.
He looks like he's in the background there. Okay. Yeah, this is in the Hawkeye, Quicksilver, and Wanda era of Avengers. So I'll have to keep an eye out. She
looks much more like a magenta witch.
Yes, she definitely is not so scarlet at this point. You must complete the run. Alan, we'll see. I don't know. That's a lot to ask. That's a big run. Volume 1 of Avengers is a big run too. So I don't know where I'm at. My head can't grasp.
Hey, I'm going to give a shout out to my friend. He's in Canada, Thomas, Comics for Thomas.
Is he in the chat?
Active. Oh, is he in the chat?
I didn't see him. So I was
okay.
Like, what?
Sorry, I was so excited because he's usually so busy he's not able to join the chats, but he is working on Avengers 1 through 100, and he is very close to finishing that.
Wow.
Although he's at the hard stage where the issues that he needs, which are not many, are the big keys. Like the
And
really big early ones.
I have the benefit of being like, I've got most of the big keys. Now it's like, oh, occasionally you get a first vision or something like that. But a lot of the Avengers run won't be packed with big first appearances. But I will say I've got less than 100 of Volume 1 Avengers. I've got fewer than 100 copies, fewer than 100 books in that run. So it is a run that I have not prioritized, other than I was like, oh, let's get the first 20. And then it became, well, I have the first 20 and I'm missing a couple to get to 25. I don't know. I don't know where I'm at.
I have a pretty decent run.
Issue 27. Does issue 27 have a fun cover too? All right. I'll have to keep an eye out for you, Olivia.
27 is a fun cover. It's this one.
That's scary. Oh, yes, I do know that one.
Yeah.
They're wearing the little bubbles on their heads.
Yep. I do have a really good run of Avengers in my collection, but it's in the Bronze Age.
Sure. I have some in that Bronze Age for sure.
What do I have? I have 166 through 280.
Through 280. Oh yeah, that's a good run. Wow. That's 120 books there.
and then there's like 5 or 6 more books that if I got those, I would have like 147 through 280.
Okay.
So I'm close to being able to even go back a little bit further on that.
Sure. So yeah, that's the plan. We're going to be launching season 2 here soon, and we'll do a little kickoff for that, and then go right back into the comparisons, right? So we'll do issue 21 compared to issue 21 and continue on from there, because I think we're both really just enjoying the experience of reading these books and sharing the journeys of collecting some of them. And it'll be a little more one-sided when we get to issue 26, but at least the first 5 will be in keeping with kind of where we've been so far. Anything else that you wanted to mention, Ryan, about 20 issues and getting through all of this? It feels like it was gone very fast to me.
Where did Justin get that idea for that new addition to Omni X-Men?
That's a good question. That
is a good question.
What's the best Justice League of America Wonder Woman issue cover?
Oh. It's I have this book obviously because I have the full run, but
Seeking
I really
Superman's in the chat.
Oh, Glenn's here. Hey Glenn, how are you?
He's just dropping his vote.
This book I really want to get slabbed.
Ooh.
Like I have a raw copy of it, but I would really love to have a graded copy of it.
Okay.
And let me show you the cover. Okay. This is an Ernie Chan cover.
Ernie Chan, all right. Oh, In Distress, carried by Hawkman.
Wonder Woman rejoined the JLA just in time for her funeral.
Oh, no.
So, of course, when she was the mod-era Diana Prince without the powers, she resigned from the JLA and Black Canary took her place.
Okay.
So then she got her powers back and she wasn't a member of the Justice League. And people were like, what up? So they did this amazing story arc in the Bronze Age. It's one, John, that I've told you about.
Okay.
Called The 12 Labors.
Yeah.
Where she felt that she had to prove her worth to rejoin the Justice League.
Yep.
And after the 12 Labors completed, that was the issue where she rejoined the Justice League.
Got it.
So that is what I think is the best Justice League Wonder Woman cover.
That's great. I love it.
I need to get a graded copy of that.
Sure. Well, then that's it for me as well. If you hit that follow button for both of us, we will be going live. Usually we try to do one of these a month, so you can expect something in March as we get ready for issue 21. Ryan, you've got videos dropping all the time. Do you want to highlight anything that's just come out recently? I know you had your short that dropped today.
Yeah, the back issue of the week dropped today on The Flash of Two Worlds. That thing got 1,000 views within its first hour. So I was really happy with that. So thank you if you've watched that. And if you haven't, there's still time to watch it. So tomorrow afternoon, I'm dropping a comic book editions video in the afternoon. And Chet, I really want Chet to watch the video that I'm dropping tomorrow because I'm going to show something that he will approve of in the video. So, but there's a lot of fun things in this video tomorrow. A little bit of Marvel, some DC, some comic books, some other superhero products as well. So, and there's an update because Alan Shell sent me an AOK that was in last week's video. There's an update to that AOK at the beginning of tomorrow's video. So
nice.
And then I have Fanboys Live in the Retro Review with Matt and Pressedcomics talking Masters of the Universe this upcoming Sunday night. The greatest DC comic show on YouTube starts at 8:15 Eastern, 7:15 Central on my channel.
Awesome. I am over on No Good Comics tomorrow night. We're talking Uncanny X-Men issue 202, Good Sentinels issue over there. So that's my Tuesday plan. And then I think I've got a bunch of other live streams going on. I think Thursday I'm on with JP and we're talking. Oh shoot, what is the book that I'm reviewing with JP on? Can I remember my schedule? I know I'm reading something with JP on Thursday. Can I put my brain back together and remember it? Is it Local Man? No, that's not. Is that this week? It's Rare Flavors. I'm on with JP on Thursday doing Rare Flavors.
That sounds like the fun name of a stream.
and then on Friday, I'm doing my first of 2 movie review shows on the on the Fable One Collection Down Fable channel. We'll be talking. It's not 12 Monkeys this week. 12 Monkeys is the second one. I've already forgotten.
I'm one of Fable's amazing friends.
You should be, should be. So I'm on Fable's channel Friday.
Olivia, I'm going to say this. I think you should continue because Steve is coming back. So you want to catch that. But at the same time, too, if you don't find enjoyment in it, then I don't want you to spend your money on something that you don't find enjoyment on.
And that's what I was going to say. Like, if you're not enjoying it, then don't buy it. But I've been loving yourself. It. Daniel Sampere has been great. So that's me. That's my, I'm enjoying it a ton. Yeah. It's The Abyss. That's what's coming up Friday. Okay. Well, I think on his channel, we're talking The Abyss by James Cameron.
So I kind of peeked through the Wonder Woman issue that's dropping this week.
Okay.
And I don't want to give any spoilers, but Diana sure is missing something throughout the entire issue that she.
I think I heard you mention this. Yeah.
Something, and she comes in about.
Is it her top?
You'll have to just tune in. You'll have to. She comes in about. See, you threw me way off track. She comes in not halfway through, but maybe a fourth of the way through the issue and is there till the end. And she's missing something the entire time that she's appearing.
I don't think they're going to kill Wonder Woman off. I don't believe he would ever do something like that. But I don't want to ever try to predict Tom King either. Well, all right, gang, that is it for us for this episode. As I said, hit those follow buttons and we'll see you back here for more Silver Age comic talk. Thanks everybody for coming by and we'll catch you all again soon.
Bye.
Bye.